My book is really, obviously, it's about my experience. I kept a diary all the way through. And it was like, all these friends of mine thought I was radical, but really I was an English major, and really I was kind of taking notes. I had a sense that we were living through a historical period, and I wanted to try and make sense of it, and that's really how I did make sense of it. Probably in some of the materials you've heard or read, so I started college, I was 17, I was carrying the little pink suitcase that my Uncle Leon gave me for my bat mitzvah. And then that first year, there were these demonstrations. It was like, why would you want to protest the food? Bruce Dances burned his draft card. I'm like, oh my God, why would you do that? You could go to jail for that. It was just the idea of doing anything that would rock the boat in any way. It was very frightening to me, I think. And gradually, there were more and more protest demonstrations. We had the Vietnam War. We had, as most of us know, we had the Vietnam War. We had civil rights, and all of these went on in their own way. Both what I like to say about the book is I feel that it's the story. I tried to write the story of the transformation of a student and a university and a nation, and so I start with the pink suitcase, and it ends with me leading a demonstration against the military on the last day of college, and sort of winds through. It's based on my diaries, but what I did was, there was a lot of stuff I remembered. There are some things I remembered, though, that I wasn't sure happened, and I really wanted to sort of enrich the account. I didn't feel that my diary alone would really carry enough, because I thought it really was a historical time. So I wanted to show a student's point of view going through it. And so I wrote it really in first person, because the diaries were obviously in first person. But what I could do was go back through. I downloaded or went online to look at all 4 years of the Cornell Daily Sun, so that if at first I thought I would write, diary entry, what's happening in the world. I'm a journalist, so diary entry, what's happening in the world. That didn't work. My writer's group didn't like that, so it turned out to be sort of a braid where I would write, there would be a diary entry, and then it would be woven in with various things that were going on, and then some things that I just remembered now, and I could embellish them. I really wanted to understand what had happened. And as a journalist, I wanted to be really carefully documented, because I was concerned about memoir. There's a fine line between memoir and fiction, and so as I remembered things, I could go and look them up. I could look them up in the New York Times. I could look them up in the Sun, so that if I went to a demonstration and I knew that I had gone because of my diary, well, I could see what happened by reading about it in the Sun and then incorporating it. So that's really the technique that I used in putting it together. So maybe I'll read you some of it if you haven't. I apologize for people who have already read some of it, but